In this video, you will learn 2 approaches to creating a professional-looking short video. The animation with narration approach involves creating an animated sequence and adding a voiceover. The narration with slides approach involves using a screen capture tool as you progress through your slides and narrate over them. The animation with narration approach involves creating an animated sequence and adding a voiceover. The narration with slides approach involves using a screen capture tool as you progress through your slides and narrate over them. You can use freely available tools such as Powtoon or GoAnimate to create animations, though the free versions usually have a limited set of features. However, for a short project, that limited feature set will likely be sufficient. Presentation tools such as PowerPoint, Google Slides, and Prezi can often approximate the simpler features of animation tools. You can record and edit your slides and narration using a combination of QuickTime and iMovie, or you can upload your slides into VoiceThread and record your voiceover there. If this is your first time creating a video, we suggest you follow these steps in order to make the process as easy as possible. During the planning stage, you'll outline the most important points you'll need to make during your video. Don't worry about the exact wording yet. That will come later. Aim to make your video 5 to 7 minutes long and try not to stay on the same slide for more than 20 to 30 seconds. Even then, try to add movement every 10 seconds or so in order to keep your viewers' attention. Storyboarding will help you organize your content in a logical fashion and will help you create an engaging, well-designed video. Your video should have a clear beginning, middle, and end with natural transitions between your main points. You might also think about adding music and title slides. You can easily find storyboarding templates online, or you can create your own. Sketch what will appear on each slide and write notes about your voiceover content underneath. These notes will eventually become your script. If you plan to use slide animations or transitions, make sure to note that here as well. Next, you'll want to gather any images, music, or stock footage you wish to include in your presentation. Doing this now will make the slide creation process much faster and will ensure a cohesive design for your video. You can find freely available assets on the FAS Office of EdTech website, or you can consult with a librarian at BOPST if you have questions about fair use. Now, it's time to design and build your slides. Whether you use PowerPoint, Google Slides, Prezi, or another presentation tool, you'll want to consider the following. Figure out the main types of slides you'll need and create a template for each. Then, you can simply plug in your content while ensuring consistent fonts, spacing, and layout among slides. Avoid static slides containing lots of text. Viewers will read ahead and then disengage from the video. If you must include text on your slide, try revealing it incrementally as you speak. Whenever possible, use images to illustrate your points and put key terms and phrases on the screen to help your viewers remember what you've said. Compare these 2 slides, which take different approaches to illustrating the cognitive theory of multimedia learning. When paired with narration, the slide on the left is much easier for viewers to process at a glance while listening to a more in-depth explanation. Choose sans serif fonts as they'll be legible on small and low-resolution screens. Serif fonts like Times New Roman are great for print, but don't translate well on screen. Choose a large font size for your slide titles, and never go below 12-point font for slide text. Aim for 24 to 32-point font. Underlined text can be hard to read on screen, so add emphasis with bold text. Use sentence case for all text, since capitalizing the first letter of each word slows down our ability to read and understand text. For text slides, create a clear hierarchy using bullets, indented text, and font size. Keep your typography choices simple. Choose no more than 3 font styles for your whole presentation. You want your text to reinforce your points rather than distract from them. Ultimately, less is more. If you find yourself shrinking text or images to fit everything together, you probably have too much content for one slide. You might consider breaking your content up onto multiple slides. It'll create more movement in the presentation and will allow you to present your content cleanly and clearly. Once your slides are done, use your notes from your storyboard to write your script. Be sure to save your script as you can use it to correct automatically generated captions once you upload your video. While scripting your video, write out what you plan to say verbatim. Remember that sometimes sentence constructions work well in writing, but sound strange when spoken aloud, or vice versa. Do at least one timed run-through to make sure you're staying within the 5 to 7 minute range, and if necessary, make adjustments to your script so your speech sounds natural. Now, you're ready to record your video. Memorize your script instead of reading aloud. It will be obvious to viewers if you do the latter. Find a quiet place to record and use an external mic for better audio quality. You can upload your slides to VoiceThread and add narration to each slide. Note that slide transitions and animations will not work with this option, as you'll need to save your slides as a series of images before uploading. However, using VoiceThread means you won't have to worry about uploading your video to YouTube or NYU Stream. Or you can use QuickTime to record your voice and screen, which will create an editable MOV file. Simply start recording, open your slides in presentation mode, and narrate as you progress through your slides. This option requires slightly more technical knowledge, but allows you greater control over editing. After you've recorded your video in QuickTime, go to Edit and then Trim Clip to remove the very beginning and end of your screen capture so you can edit out the portions where you're opening your slides and ending the recording. Remember to save your video when you're done. If you'd like to do some more advanced editing, watch through the whole recording and note timestamps for the areas that need to be fixed. You can cut out mistakes in your speech and awkward pauses or add annotations, music, and other effects. If you'll be cutting out portions from the middle of your video, work from the end of the video backwards to avoid messing up your timestamps. Finally, you'll need to upload your video to a streaming service in order to share it with your instructor and classmates. As an NYU student, you have access to YouTube via NYU Google Apps and NYU Stream at stream.nyu.edu. Both services allow for private videos and have captioning services, which will make your video accessible to viewers with disabilities. If you have questions about using images, audio, or other media assets in your video, consult the NYU Library's Fair Use Guide. You can reserve recording equipment and a sound isolation booth at the Digital Studio. And you can find detailed instructions for using VoiceThread via the NYU Service Link knowledge base.